Welcome to another review. Today we are looking at the Urban Armor Gear or UAG folio case from the Metropolis series for the iPhone X. So this is a folio case which has a screen cover and also a slot for maximal 2 cards inside the case. The box itself is made out of plastic. There's a transparent picture of a city skyline here. At first I thought it was some dust on the box, but when I look closer it's a transparent picture of a skyscraper and some city background. And here is a picture of the folio case itself with a guy on a skateboard, which doesn't fit at all on the picture for a box. I don't see what's the connection between a guy on a skateboard and a phone case. It's a bit unusual, but anyway, here they write it's 360-degree protection, so it protects the phone from all sides, fits the iPhone X. It's drop tested, approved to military standard 810G-516.6. They say it's rugged, lightweight and has drop test protection. And on the back it's the website address urbanarmorgear.com. It shows it has impact resistance on the corners. It is lightweight. It has easy access. I don't know what they mean by that. Probably because you can open the case easily, perhaps, or what do they mean? They mean that easy access to the buttons, perhaps. The surface of the case itself has a good grip, tactile grip. It's a bit like a honeycomb grip design. And here there's a card storage. They say maximum 2, but I think I wouldn't put more than 1. I would just put 1 in it, if at all, any card. And the cutout of the camera on the back is supposed to be glare free, so when you take a picture in the dark, the contour of the case should not affect the flash lighting. Okay, so let's open it up. There's no sealing on the case, on the box of the case, so it probably has been opened already many times in the shop. Unlike Apple cases, which are always sealed and are made out of cardboard paper instead of plastic, I think they could have used cardboard paper for the box instead of plastics, but this was made in China, and if they don't specifically ask to make a cardboard box, I think Chinese manufacturers will prefer to use plastics. either because it's cheaper to manufacture or because it's easier for storage and delivery. I think a plastic casing, a plastic box for products is cheaper than a paper, than a cardboard paper box. And the case itself, it's in another plastic case. I think they could have saved the size. The box doesn't really have to be this big because the case itself is only a fraction of the size. So I think it would be better to have a smaller box, and they will save space, and it would look nicer if it would be out of cardboard, such as the iPhone box. Maybe they want it so that you can see through and people can try it on if they like it or not, because the Apple cases normally they have a display unit that people can try. Okay, so this is in blue color. They also had a red version available, but I haven't seen the black one in case they had. And here I suppose is the magnet enclosure. It might be here, and here there's a metal plate inside, so it will automatically close itself. That's the only thing that I was worried about, that the magnet would have any interference with the electronics of the phone. But in the other hand, Apple also uses magnets for its iPad, so I think it should be okay. So the exterior is kind of a slightly rubbery or plastic feeling, but the grip is quite good, so it's not very slippery. And the case itself, it's not completely hard plastic, so it's a bit softer than the hard plastic, and also a bit rubbery feel. So this was one of the reasons why I chose this model instead of another model which they also had from UAG, but the case itself was out of hard plastic, and for some reason I think that the hard plastic might scratch the surface of the phone itself, and this is a softer rubbery plastic, so I think this won't likely scratch the surface of the phone itself, and this is easier to put the phone in and take it out again, as I like to take out the phone occasionally to clean, to get rid of the dust, because if you have dust coming in over time, such as through when you put it in your pockets or through the air, the dust can come in either through the camera hole or through underneath, and then if you don't clean it, those dust particles can scratch the metal or the glass of your phone on the back and on the sides. So it's important to take out your phone off the case maybe at least once a week to clean off the dust which might get in, so as to prevent scratches from dust particles which enter the case itself. So the folio side of the case, it's some kind of smooth material. You don't really see it, but it's not a hard surface such as hard plastic or leather, but it's kind of a soft feeling, like a very, very fine material which is still soft. And behind that is they have the compartment for a card, so you can put a card in here, or you are supposed to be able to put a card in here. It's very tight. It should not touch the screen of the phone, but I think it probably would touch the screen of the phone, because it doesn't enter all the way in, so the card will stick out about 1 centimeters. So even though the screen will be protected by this material, by this soft material, here on top the phone isn't protected, so in case something is pushed from this side of the case, it will touch the screen, and if it moves back and forth like that, then the screen might get affected by it. So I think I'm not going to put a card in here, just so that it won't go against the screen of the phone. Interestingly, this part is not in the middle of the phone. It's probably so that you can operate the buttons here. I actually prefer, if it's a folio type case, I would prefer it to open from the top, because when you open it from the top, it won't move so much, because it will have a fixture underneath here, whereas this kind of folio tends to move more, because of the weight here. The weight is on the side instead of the top here. So if it would be a case which opens from the top and it's closed, then the gravity will pull it straight down, whereas here gravity will go like this. This is what the Apple folio case also has. It might be sliding down, but this one has a fixture here, so it won't slide down if you have it closed. But if it's not closed, you see it's not straight, because of the way of the design. Whereas if it would open from the top, it would be straight down, because of the design, and the gravity will have it straight instead of hanging on the side like on the Apple folio case for the iPhone 10. The knitting seems to be very well done. Here you can see also knitting into the case itself. The quality seems good enough, and I think here this seems like a hard metal object here to either give some protection, or it might be just a plastic object inside the casing itself, either for design or to protect the screen or to protect the structural integrity of the front panel. I think the logo is a bit too big in my personal opinion. I'd rather have a more subdued logo design, and with a different color. I would rather have a neutral color without the metallic surface, and on the lower part in a smaller font, or none at all. There's already one on the back, and then they also added one on the front. So some people, and there's another one inside, so I think one logo should be enough. Everybody already knows it's UAG. So this surface is also smooth, and this is a soft rubbery feeling, and you can see it's very flexible, so it's not hard plastics compared to the other UAG cases. So let's try to put it on. I'll put it on like a normal case. So it slides in very softly without having to force it in. So that's what I like, so I can easily take it off and put it back in. So here I close it, and it didn't went directly to the correct spot, so you have to put it straight so that it will close on the right spot. Here there's a small cutout so that it's easier to take it to open the latch. The opening of the camera is quite large. I suppose it's so that it doesn't affect when you use the flash. And also it covers, the case itself is higher than the cutout of the camera. So when you put it flat on the table, the camera won't touch the surface of the table. There's at least 1 millimeter space between the camera and the exterior frame of the case. So that seems to be good protection. And on the sides they seem to be reinforced rubber material to protect the phone from accidental impact on hard surface. And the buttons are soft to the touch on this side, and on the other side the buttons for volume up and down are from the case. However, the cutout for the mute switch is open, so there's no button cover for that. And underneath you have the cutout for the microphone and the speaker and the lightning port. Although they say that the case is very lightweight, which might be true for this part of the case, but the folio part of the case seems quite significant in weight, so there seems to be another internal layer on the folio case to keep it in shape. Either that, or it's the additional reinforcements which might add to the weight of the case itself. And the good thing, they have a cutout here so that when you take a phone call, the case can be closed while you speak on the phone. So you don't have to open the case to take a phone call. You can talk on the phone while the case is closed. But I'm not sure how you accept the phone call. Probably if you press the plus sign, it means that you accept the phone call and you can talk directly with the screen flap closed, as the microphone here is exposed and the speaker for your ear is also has a cutout. The top is completely closed, so you are protected there, and the sides on the right is all closed also. Just the left side is only the cutout for the mute, and underneath are the cutouts, the three previously mentioned cutouts. And the reinforced corners will protect the cutout, so they are protruding slightly more than the actual case itself, as you can see here also, and here the corner seems to be slightly smaller than the one on the bottom, or they're the same size. It might be just an optical illusion. This one seems bigger than this one up here, but it might also just be a optical illusion, or they believe that the phone will more likely drop on the bottom part instead of the top corner. The contour of the case is slightly raised, so it will protect your phone also when your phone is face down on a flat surface, even if the flip cover is open. So if you put it on a flat surface, the glass screen of the phone won't touch the surface because of the slightly raised lip of the case. Also, when the flip cover is closed, the cover won't actually touch the surface of the glass of the phone. So there's a slight space between the flip cover and the glass display, because the cover falls on the top of the case itself. So there's about half a millimeter space in between the flip cover and the phone screen itself, unless of course you insert a card or two in the card slot, then it probably will touch the screen surface. But if you leave the card slot empty, the flip cover will just rest on the top of the contour of the protective case, so it won't touch the display. And also, when you flip the flip cover to the back microphone won't be fully covered, such as on the Apple folio case, which has the result that the voice might be muffled on the other end of the phone call because of the flip case, which was covering the microphone when you use the Apple flip case. But this not only has a raised contour, so this air in between the cover and the microphone, but also the cover itself, when held like this on the back, it won't completely lie flat because of this strap which holds it together, so the microphone won't be blocked by the flip cover. And also because the buttons have the cover from the case itself, the feeling is a bit squishy, and it's a bit of an indirect button push. So that's something you need to take in account, that when you press the button here, the feeling is not directly and it's a bit squishy. Other than that, it's totally fine to press the buttons. Just you might have to go indent further in than without the button cover. This is the review of the Urban Armor Metropolis series folio case in blue color. And to check the most current price, please click on the link below in the description. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and stay safe.